It is a son, maybe, or a daughter. It is a son. I miss him. Absolute was his name. He too went away to look for my sister, but he never returned, nor after a while did he write any more. Our letters, his mother's and mine, all came back to us. And now, after what you tell me, I am still more afraid. We shall try to find him, my brother. Perhaps your sister will know. You are tired, and I should take you to the room I have got for you. Yes, that would be better. They rose, and Kumala said, "It is my habit to pray in the church. Maybe you will show me." It is on the way. Kumala said humbly, "Maybe you will pray for me. I shall do it gladly. My brother, I have of course my work to do, but so long as you are here, my hands are yours. You are kind." Something in the humble voice must have touched Nsimangu, for he said, "I'm not kind. I'm a selfish and sinful man, but God put his hands on me, that is all." He picked up Kumara's bag, but before they reached the door, Kumara stopped him. "I have one more thing to tell you." "Yes?" "I have a brother also here in Johannesburg. He too does not write anymore. John Kumara is a carpenter." Nsimangu smiled. "I know him," he said. "He is too busy to write. He is one of our great politicians." "A politician? My brother?" "Yes, he is a great man in politics." Nsimangu paused. "I hope I shall not hurt you further. Your brother has no use for the church anymore. He says that what God has not done for South Africa, man must do. That is what he says." "This is a bitter journey." "I can believe it." "Sometimes I fear, what will the bishop say when he hears? One of his priests." "What can a bishop say? Something is happening that no bishop can stop. Who can stop these things from happening? They must go on." "How can you say so? How can you say they must go on?" "They must go on," said Nsimangu gravely. "You cannot stop the world from going on. My friend, I am a Christian. It is not in my heart to hate a white man. It was a white man who brought my father out of darkness. But you will pardon me if I talk frankly to you. The tragedy is not that things are broken. The tragedy is that they are not mended again. The white man has broken the tribe, and it is my belief, and again I ask your pardon, that it cannot be mended again. But the house that is broken, and the man that falls apart when the house is broken, these are the tragic things. That is why children break the law, and old white people are robbed and beaten." He passed his hand across his brow. "It suited the white man to break the tribe," he continued gravely. "But it has not suited him to build something in the place of what is broken. I have pondered this for many hours, and I must speak it, for it is the truth for me. They are not all so. There are some white men who give their lives to build up what is broken. But they are not enough," he said. "They are afraid. That is the truth. It is fear that rules this land." He laughed apologetically. "These things are too many to talk about now. They are things to talk over quietly and patiently. You must get Father Benson to talk about them. He is a white man and can say what must be said. He's the one with the boy's cheeks, the one who wants to hear more about your country. I remember him. They give us too little," said Nsimangu somberly. "They give us almost nothing. Come, let us go to the church." Davy, I bring my friend to you, the Reverend Stephen Kumar. Umfundis, you are welcome. The room is small, but clean. I am sure of it. Good night, my brother. Shall I see you in the church tomorrow at 7? Assuredly. And after that I shall take you to eat. Into the small, clean room and lit a candle for him. If there is anything you will ask, I thank you. Sleep well, Umfundis. Sleep well, madam. He stood a moment in the room. 48 hours ago, he and his wife had been packing his bag in faraway Indochina. 24 hours ago, the train, with a cage on its head, had been thundering through an unseen country. Now outside, the stir and movement of people, but behind them, through them, one could hear the roar of a great city, Johannesburg. Johannesburg. Who could believe it? Chapter 6. It is not far to Claremont. They lie together. Sophia Town, where any may own property, Western Native Township, which belongs to the municipality of Johannesburg, and Claremont, the garbage heap of the proud city. These three are bounded on the west by the European district of Newlands, and on the east by the European district of Westfield. That is a pity, said Umsimande. I'm not a man for segregation, but it is a pity that we are not apart. They run trams from the center of the city, and part is for Europeans and part for us. But we are often thrown off the trams by young hooligans, and our hooligans are ready for trouble too. But the authorities, do they allow that? They do not, but they cannot watch every tram. And if a trouble develops, who can find how it began, and who will tell the truth? It is a pity we are not apart. Look, do you see that big building? I see it. That is the building of the Bantu Press, our newspaper. Of course, there are Europeans in it too, and it is moderate and does not say all that could be said. Your brother John thinks little of the Bantu Press. He and his friends call it the Bantu Repress. So they walked till they came to Claremont. Kumara was shocked by its shabbiness and dirtiness, and the closeness of the houses, and the filth in the streets. Do you see that woman, my friend? I see her. She is one of the queens, the liquor sellers. They say she is one of the richest of our people in Johannesburg. And these children, why are they not at school? Some because they do not care, and some because their parents do not care. But many because the schools are full. They walked down Lily Street and turned off into Hyacinth Street. For the names there are very beautiful. It is here, brother, number 11. Do you go in alone? It would be better. When you're ready, you will find me next door at number 13. There is a woman of our church there, and a good woman who tries with her husband to bring up good children. But it is hard. Their eldest daughter, whom I prepared for confirmation, has run away and lives in Pimville with a young loafer of the streets. Knock there, my friend. You know where to find me. There is laughter in the house, the kind of laughter at which one is afraid. Perhaps because one is afraid already. Perhaps because it is in truth bad laughter. A woman's voice and men's voices. But he knocks, and she opens. It is I. Have no doubt it is fear in her eyes. She draws back a step and makes no move towards him. She turns and says something that he cannot hear. Chairs are moved and other things are taken. She turns to him. I am making ready, my brother. They stand and look at each other. He anxious, she afraid. She turns and looks back into the room. The door closes. She says, Come in, my brother. Only then will she reach her hand to him. It is cold and wet. There is no light in it. They sit down. She is silent on her chair. I have come, he said. It is good. You did not write. No, I did not write. Where is your husband? I have not found him, my brother. But you did not write. That is true indeed. Did you not know we were anxious? I had no money to write. Not 2 pennies for a stamp. She does not answer him. She does not look at him. And I hear, you are rich. I am not rich. I hear you have been in prison. That is true indeed. Was it for liquor? A spark of light comes into her. She must do something. She cannot keep so silent. She tells him she was not guilty. There was some other woman. You stayed with this woman? Yes. Why did you stay with such a woman? I had no other place. And you helped her with her trade? I had to have money for the child. Where is the child? She looks round, vaguely. She gets up and goes to the yard. She calls, but the voice that was once so sweet has a new quality in it, the quality of the laughter that he heard in the house. She is revealing herself to him. I have sent for the child, she said. Where is it? It shall be fetched, she said. There is discomfort in her eyes, and she stands fingering the wall. The anger wells up in him. Where shall I sleep? He asks. The fear in her eyes is unmistakable. Now she will reveal herself. But his anger masters him, and he does not wait for it. You have shamed us, he said in a low voice, not wishing to make it known to the world. Liquor seller, a prostitute, with a child, and you do not know where it is? Your brother, a priest, how could you do this to us? She looks at him sullenly, like an animal that is tormented. I have come to take you back. She falls onto the floor and cries. Her cries become louder and louder. She has no shame. They will hear us, he says urgently. She cries to control her sobs. Do you wish to come back? She nods her head. I do not like Johannesburg, she says. I'm sick here. The child is sick also. Do you wish with your heart to come back? She nods her head again. She sobs too. I do not like Johannesburg, she says. She looks at him with eyes of distress, and his heart quickens with hope. I am a bad woman, my brother. I am no woman to go back. His eyes fill with tears. His deep gentleness returns to him. He goes to her and lifts her from the floor to the chair. Inarticulately, he strokes her face. His heart is filled with pity. God forgive us, he said. Who am I to forgive? Let us pray. They knelt down, and he prayed, quietly, so that the neighbors might not hear, and she punctuated his petitions with amens. When he had finished, she burst into a torrent of prayer, of self-denunciation and urgent petition. And thus reconciled, they sat hand in hand. Now I ask you for help, he said. What is it, my brother? Our child, have you not heard of him? I did hear of him, brother. He was working at some big place in Johannesburg, and he lived in Sophiatown. Where, I am not sure. But I know who will know. The son of our brother John and your son were often together. He would know. I shall go there. Now, my sister, I must see if Mrs. de Taylor has a room for you. Having many things? Not many. This table and those chairs and a bed and some few dishes and pots. That is all. I shall find someone to fetch them. You will be ready. My brother, here is the child. Into the room, shepherded by an older girl, came his little nephew. His clothes were dirty and his nose running, and he put his finger in his mouth and gazed at his uncle out of wide, saucer-like eyes. Kumara lifted him up and wiped his nose clean and kissed and fondled him. It will be better for the child, he said. He will go to a place where the wind blows, where there is a school for him. It will be better, she agreed. I must go, he said. There is much to do. He went out into the street, and curious neighbors stared at him. It was an Umfundis that was here. He found his friend, and poured out his news, and asked him where they could find a man to fetch his sister, her child, and possessions. We shall go now, said Umsimano. I am glad for your sake, my friend. There is a great load off my mind, my friend. Please God the other will be as successful. He fetched her with a lorry that afternoon, amidst the crowd of interested neighbors, who discussed the affair loudly and frankly, some with approval, and some with the strange laughter of the town. He was glad when the lorry was loaded and they left. Mrs. de Taylor showed them their room, and gave the mother and child their food, while Kumar went down to the mission. And that night they held prayers in the dining room, and Mrs. de Taylor and Gertrude punctuated his petitions with Amen. Kumar himself was light-hearted and gay like a boy, more so than he had been for years. One day in Johannesburg, and already the tribe was being rebuilt, the house and the soul restored. Chapter 7. Gertrude's dress, for all that she might have once been rich, was dirty, and the black, greasy knitted cap that she wore on her head made him ashamed. Although his money was little, he bought her a red dress, and the white thing that they called a turban for her head. Also a shirt, a pair of short trousers, and a jersey for the boy, and a couple of stout handkerchiefs for his mother to use on his nose. In his pocket was his post office book, and there was £10 there that he and his wife were saving to buy the stove. For that, like anyone, she had long been wanting to have. To save £10 from a stipend of £8 a month takes much patience and time, especially for a parson who was dressing good black clothes. His clerical collars were brown and frayed, but they must wait a while. It was a pity about the £10, that it would sooner or later have to be broken into. The trains did not carry for nothing, and they would no doubt get £1 or two for her things. Strange that she had saved nothing from her sad employment, which brought in much money, it was said. Gertrude was helping Mrs. de Taylor in the house, and he could hear her singing a little. The small boy was playing in the yard with small pieces of brick and wood that a builder had left. The sun was shining, and even in this great city there were birds, small sparrows that chirped and flew about in the yard. But there was Msimando coming up the street. He put aside the letter that he was writing to his wife, of the journey in the train, and the great city of Johannesburg, and the young man who had stolen his pound, of his quick finding of Gertrude, and his pleasure in the small boy, and above all, that this day would begin the search for their son. Are you ready, my friend? Yes, I'm ready. I'm writing to my wife. Though I do not know her, send her my greeting. They walked up the street and down another, and up yet another. It was true what they said, that you could go up one street and down another till the end of your days, and never walk the same one twice. Here is your brother's shop. You see his name? Yes, I see it. Shall I come with you? Yes, I think it will be right. His brother John was sitting there on a chair, talking to two other men. He had grown fat, and sat with his hands on his knees like a chief. His brother he did not recognize, for the light from the street was on the backs of his visitors. Good morning, my brother. Good morning, sir. Good morning, my own brother, son of our mother. Don Kumara looked closely at him, and stood up with a great hearty smile. My own brother! Well, well, who can believe? What are you doing in Johannesburg? Kumara looked at the visitors. I come on business, he said. I'm sure my friends will excuse us. My own brother, the son of our mother, has come. The two men rose, and they all said, Fare well and go well. Do you know the Reverend Msimangu, my brother? Well, well, he is known to everybody. Everybody knows the Reverend Msimangu. Sit down, gentlemen. I think we must have some tea. He went to the door and called into the place behind. Is your wife Esther well, my brother? John Kumalo smiled his jolly and knowing smile. My wife Esther has left me these 10 years, my brother. And have you married again? Well, well, not what the church calls married, you know. But she's a good woman. You wrote nothing of this, brother. Oh, how can I write? You people in Indochina do not understand the way of life is in Johannesburg. I thought it better not to write. That is why you stopped writing? Well, that could be why I stopped. Trouble, brother, unnecessary trouble. But I do not understand. How is life different in Johannesburg? Well, that is difficult. Do you mind if I speak English? I can explain these things better in English. Speak in English then, brother. You see, I've had an experience here in Johannesburg. It is not like Indochina. One must live here to understand it. He looked at his brother. Something new is happening here, he said. He did not sit down, but began to speak in a strange voice. He walked about and looked through the window into the street and up at the ceiling and into the corners of the room as though something were there and must be brought out. Down in the shady I am nobody, even as you are nobody, my brother. I am subject to the chief, who is an ignorant man. I must salute him and bow to him, but he is an uneducated man. Here in Johannesburg I am a man of some importance, of some influence. I have my own business, and when it is good, I can make 10, 12 pounds a week. He began to sway to and fro. He was not speaking to them. He was speaking to people who were not there. I do not say we are free here. I do not say we are free as men should be. But at least I am free of the chief. At least I am free of an old and ignorant man who is nothing but a white man's dog. He is a trick to hold together something the white man desires to hold together. He smiled his cunning and knowing smile, and for a moment addressed himself to his visitor. But it is not being held together, he said. It is breaking apart your tribal society. It is here in Johannesburg that the new society is being built. Something is happening here, my brother. He paused for a moment, and then he said, I do not wish to offend you, gentlemen, but the church, too, is like the chief. You must do so and so and so. You are not free to have an experience. A man must be faithful and meek and obedient, and he must obey the laws, whatever the laws may be. It's true that the church speaks with a fine voice, and that the bishops speak against the laws. But this they have been doing for 50 years, and things get worse, not better. His voice grew louder, and he was again addressing people who were not there. Here in Johannesburg, it is the mines, he said. Everything is the mines. These high buildings, this wonderful city hall, this beautiful park town with its beautiful houses, all this is built with the gold from the mines. This wonderful hospital for Europeans, the biggest hospital south of the equator, it is built with the gold from the mines. There was a change in his voice. It became louder, like the voice of a bull or a lion. Go to our hospital, he said, and see our people lying on the floors. They lie so close you cannot step over them, but it is they who dig the gold for 3 shillings a day. We come from the Transkei, and from Basutoland, and from Bechuanaland, and from Swaziland, and from Zululand, and from Indochina also. We live in the compounds. We must leave our wives and families behind. And when the new gold is found, it is not we who will get more for our labor. It is the white man's shares that will rise. You will read it in all the papers. They go mad when new gold is found. They bring more of us to live in the compounds, to dig under the ground for 3 shillings a day. They do not think here is a chance to pay more for our labor. They think only here is a chance to build a bigger house and buy a bigger car. It is important to find gold, they say, for all South Africa is built on the mines. He growled, and his voice grew deep. It was like thunder that was rolling. But it is not built on the mines, he said. It is built on our backs, on our sweat, on our labor. Every factory, every theater, every beautiful house, they are all built by us. And what does a chief know about that? But here in Johannesburg, they know. He stopped and was silent. And his visitors were silent also, for there was something in this voice that compelled one to be silent. Stephen Kumalo sat silent, for this was a new brother that he saw. John Kumalo looked at him. The bishop says it is wrong, he said. But he lives in a big house, and his white priests get 4, 5, 6 times what you get, my brother. He sat down and took out a large red handkerchief to wipe his face. That is my experience, he said. That is why I no longer go to the church. And that is why you do not write anymore. Oh, well, it could be the reason. That and your wife Esther. Yes, both perhaps. It is hard to explain in a letter. Our customs are different here. And Unsimango said, are there any customs here? John Kumalo looked at him. There is a new thing growing here, he said. Stronger than any church or chief. You will see it one day. And your wife? Why did she leave? Well, said John Kumalo with his knowing smile. She did not understand my experience. You mean, said Umsimango coldly, that she believed in fidelity? John looked at him suspiciously. Fidelity? he said. But Msimanga was quick to see that he did not understand. Perhaps we should speak Zulu again, he said. The angry veins stood out on the great bull neck, and who knows what angry words might have been spoken, but Stephen Kumalo was quick to intervene. Ah, here's the tea, my brother. That is kind of you. The woman was not introduced, but took round the tea humbly. When she had gone, Kumalo spoke to his brother. I have listened attentively to you, my brother. Much of what you say saddens me, partly because of the way you say it, and partly because much of it is true. Now I have something to ask of you. But I must tell you first that Gertrude is with me here. She is coming back to Indochina. Well, I shall not say it is a bad thing. Johannesburg is not a place for a woman alone. I myself tried to persuade her, but she did not agree, so we did not meet anymore. And now I must ask you, where is my son? There is something like discomfort in John's eyes. He takes out his handkerchief again. Well, you heard no doubt that he was friendly with my son. I have heard that. Well, you know how these young men are. I do not blame them altogether. You see, my son did not agree well with his second mother. What he was about I could never discover, nor did he agree with his mother's children. Many times I tried to arrange matters, but I did not succeed. So he said he would leave. He had good work, so I did not stop him. And your son went with him. Where? I do not rightly know, but I heard that they had a room in Alexandria. Now, wait a minute. They were both working for a factory. Wait till I look in the telephone book. He went to a table, and there Kumalo saw the telephone. He felt a little pride to be the brother of a man who had such a thing. Here it is. Doringfontein Textiles Company, 14 Kraus Street. I shall write it down for you, my brother. Can you telephone me? Asked Kumalo hesitantly. To ask if Absalom Kumalo was working there, or to ask if they will call him to the telephone, or to ask if they will give his address. They do not do such things for a black man, my brother. It does not matter, said Umsimandi. My hands are yours, my friend. They said their farewells and went out into the street. Ah, there you have it. But they say you must hear him at a meeting, he and Tabula, and a brown man called Tomlinson. They say he speaks like a bull and growls in his throat like a lion, and could make men mad if he would. But for that, they say he has not enough courage, or he would surely be sent to prison. I shall tell you one thing, Mr. Nagler continued. Many of the things that he said are true. He stopped in the street, companion. Because the white man has power, we too want power, he said. But when the black man gets power, when he gets money, he is a great man if he is not corrupted. I've seen it all. He seeks power and money to put right what is wrong, and when he gets them, why, he enjoys the power and the money. Now he can gratify his lust. Now he can arrange ways to get white man's liquor. He can speak to thousands and hear them clap their hands. Some of us think that when we have power, we shall revenge ourselves on the white man who has had the power. And because our desire is corrupt, we are corrupted, and the power has no heart in it. But most white men do not know this truth about power, and they are afraid lest we get it. He stood as though he was testing his exposition. Yes, that is right about power, he said. But there is only one thing that has power completely, and that is love. Because when a man loves, he seeks no power, and therefore I see only one hope for our country, and that is when white men are loving, find that we are turned to hatred. This is not the way to get to Doornfontein, he said. Come, let us hurry. And Kumalo followed by the grave and somber words. But they were not successful at Lurenfontaine, although the white man treated them with consideration. Umsinago knew how to arrange things with Zlami. This man was sent for from his work. He told them that when he at last heard, Absalom was staying with a Mrs. Endlever of M Street, Sophiatown, the street that separates Sophiatown from the European suburb of Westfield. He was not sure, but he thought that the number of the house was 105. So they returned to Sophiatown, and indeed found Mrs. Endlever at 105 N Street. She received them with a quiet kindness, and her children hid behind her skirts and peeped out at the visitors. But Absalom was not there, she said. But wait, she had had a letter from him asking about the things he had left behind. But while Kumalo played with her children and Umsimango talked to her husband, she brought out a big box full of papers and other belongings and looked for the letter. And while she was searching and Umsimango was watching her kind and tired face, he saw her stop in her search for a moment and look at Kumalo for a moment, half curiously and half with pity. At last she found the letter, and she showed them the address, care of Mrs. Umkize, 79 23rd Avenue, Alexandria. Then they must drink a cup of tea, and it was dark before they rose to leave, and the husband stepped out with Kumalo into the street. "Why did you look at my friend with pity?" asked Umsimango of the woman. She dropped her eyes, then raised them again. "He is an Umfundis," she said. "Yes. I didn't like his son's friends, nor did my husband. That is why he left us." "I understand you. Was there anything worse than that?" "That is a long way for an old man. Men as old as you are doing it every day, Umfundis. And women, and some that are sick, and some crippled, and children. They start walking at 4 in the morning, and they do not get back till 8 at night. They have a bite of food, and their eyes are hardly closed on the pillow before they must stand up again, sometimes to start off with nothing but hot water in their stomachs. I cannot stop you taking a bus, Umfundis, but this is a cause to fight for. If we lose it, then they will have to pay more in Sophiatown and Claremont and Cliptown and Pinville." "I understand you well. We shall not use the bus." The man thanked them and went to another would-be traveller. "That man has a silver tongue," said Kumalo. "That is the famous Bibuya," said Umsimango quietly. "A friend of your brother John. But we say, excuse me, my friend, that Tomlinson has the brains, and your brother the voice, but that this man has the heart. He is the one the government is afraid of, because he himself is not afraid. He seeks nothing for himself. They say he has given up his own work to do this picketing of the buses, and his wife pickets the other bus rank at Alexandria. That is something to be proud of. Johannesburg is a place of wonders." "They were church people," said Umsimango regretfully, "but are so no longer. Like your brother, they say the church has a fine voice, but no deeds." "Well, my friend, what do we do now?" "I am willing to walk." 11 miles and 11 miles back? It is a long journey." "I am willing. You understand, I am anxious, my friend. This Johannesburg is no place for a boy to be alone." "Good. Let us begin then." So they walked many miles through the European city, up Twist Street to the Clarendon Circle, and down Louis Water towards Orange Grove. And the cars and the lorries never ceased, going one way or the other. After a long time, a car stopped, and a white man spoke to them. you two going? He asked. To Alexandra, sir, said Umsimangu, taking off his hat. I thought you might be. Climb in. That was a great help to them, and at the turn-off to Alexandra, they expressed their thanks. It is a long journey, said the white man, and I know that you have no buses. But he did not go on. He swung round and was soon on the road back to Johannesburg. Ah, said Umsimangu, that is something to marvel at. It was still a long way to 23rd Avenue, and as they passed one avenue after the other, Umsimangu explained that Alexandra was outside the boundaries of Johannesburg, and was a place where a black man could buy land and own a house. But the streets were not cared for, and there were no lights, and so great was the demand for accommodation that every man, if he could, built rooms in his yard and sublet them to others. Many of these rooms were the hideouts for thieves and robbers, and there was much prostitution and brewing of illicit liquor. These things are so bad, said Umsimangu, that the white people of Orange Grove and Norwood and Highlands North got up a great petition to do away with the place altogether. One of our young boys snatched a bag there from an old white woman, and she fell to the ground and died there of shock and fear. And there was a terrible case of a white woman who lived by herself in a house not far from here, and because she resisted some of our young men who broke in, they killed her. Sometimes, too, white men and women sit in their cars in the dark under the trees on the Pretoria Road. And some of our young men sometimes rob and assault them, sometimes even the women. It is true they are often bad women, but that is the one crime we dare not speak of. It reminds me, he said, of a different case on the other side of Johannesburg. One of my friends lives there in a house that stands by itself on the Potchefstroom Road. It was a cold winter's night, and we were still far from morning when there was a knock on the door. It was a woman knocking, a white woman, with scarcely a rag to cover her body. Though she had them torn, and she held them with her hands to hide her nakedness, and she was blue with the cold. A white man had done this to her, taken her in his car, and when he had satisfied himself, or not, I cannot say, I was not there, he threw her out into the cold with these few rags, and drove back to Johannesburg. Well, my friend and his wife found an old dress for her, and an old coat, and boiled water for tea, and wrapped her in blankets. The children were awake and asking questions, but my friend told them to sleep, and would not let them come in to see. Then my friend went off in the dark to the house of a white farmer not far away. The dogs were fierce, and he was afraid, but he persisted. When the white man came, he told them of the trouble, and that it was the kind of thing to be settled quietly. The white man said, I will come. He brought out his car, and they went back to my friend's house. The white woman would have shown her thanks with money, but she had no money. My friend and his wife both told her it was not a matter for money. The white man said to my friend, he said it twice, "Eos un goeie Kaffer." You are a good Kaffer. Something touched him, and he said it in the words that he had. I am touched also. Well, I was telling you about this petition. Our white friends fought against this petition, for they said that the good things of Alexandra were more than the bad. That it was something to have a place of one's own, and a house to bring up children in, and a place to have a voice in, so that a man is something in the land where he was born. Professor Hohenler, he is dead, God rest his soul, he was the great fighter for us. Ah, I am sorry you cannot hear him, for he had Tomlinson's brains, and your brother's voice, and the Buller's heart, all in one man. When he spoke, there was no white man that could speak against him. Ah, I remember it even now. He would say that this is here, that is there, and that yonder is over there, yonder. And there was no man that could move these things by so much as an inch from the places where he put them. Englishman or Afrikaner, they could move nothing from the places where he put them. He took out his handkerchief and wiped his face. "I've talked a great deal," he said, "right up to the very house we are seeking." A woman opened the door to them. She gave them no greetings, and when they stated their business, it was with reluctance that she let them in. "You say the boy has gone, Mrs. Umkise?" "Yes, I do not know where he is gone." "When did he go?" "These many months. A year it must be." "And he had a friend?" "Yes, another Kumaro, the son of his father's brother, but they left together." "And you do not know where they went?" "They talked of many places, but you know how these young men talk." "How did he behave himself, this young man Epsilon?" Kumalo asked him. "Have no doubt it is fear in her eyes. Have no doubt it is fear now in his eyes also. It is fear here in this house." "I saw nothing wrong," she said. "But you guess there was something wrong." "There was nothing wrong," she said. "Then why are you afraid?" "I'm not afraid," she said. "Then why do you tremble?" asked Misimangu. "I am cold," she said. She looked at him solemnly, watchfully. "We thank you," said Misimangu. "Stay well. Go well," she said. Out in the street, Kumalo spoke. "There is something wrong," he said. "I do not deny it. My friend, two of us are too many together. Turn left at the big street and go up the hill, and you will find a place for refreshment. Wait for me there." Heavy-hearted, the old man went, and Msimango followed him slowly till he turned at the corner. Then he turned back himself and returned to the house. She opened again for him, as suddenly as before. Now that she had recovered, there was more sullenness than fear. "I'm not from the police," he said. "I had nothing to do with the police. I wish to have nothing to do with them. But there is an old man suffering because he cannot find his son." "It is a bad thing," she said. But she spoke as one speaks who must speak so. "It is a bad thing," she said, "and I cannot leave you until you have told what you would not tell." "I have nothing to tell," she said. "You have nothing to tell because you are afraid, and you do not tremble because it is cold." "And why do I tremble?" she asked. "That I do not know, but I shall not leave you till I discover it. And if it is necessary, I shall go to the police after all, because there will be no other place to go." "It is hard for a woman who is alone," she said resentfully. "It is hard for an old man seeking his son." "I'm afraid," she said. "He is afraid also. Could you not see he is afraid?" "I could see it from these." "Then tell me, what sort of life did they lead there, these two young men?" But she kept silent, with a fear in her eyes and tears near to her. You could see that she would be hard to move. "I am a priest. Would you not take my word?" But she kept silent. "Have you a Bible?" "I have a Bible." "Then I will swear to you on the Bible." But she kept silent till he said again, "I will swear to you on the Bible." So getting no peace, she rose irresolute and went to a room behind, and, after some time, she returned with the Bible. "I am a priest," he said. "My yea has always been yea, and my nay, nay. But because you desire it, and because an old man is afraid, I swear to you on this book that no trouble will come to you of this, for we seek only a boy, so help me to." "What sort of life did they lead?" he asked. "They brought many things here," in the late hours of the night. There were clothes and watches and money and food in bottles and many other things. Was there ever blood on them? I never saw blood on them on TV. That is something. Only a little, but something. And why did they leave? Yes. I do not know from these, but I think they were near to being discovered. And they left when? About a year since from these. Indeed, as I told you. And here, on this book, will you swear that you do not know where they are gone? She reached for the book, but it does not matter, he said. He said farewell to her and hurried out after his friend. But she called after him. They were friendly with the taxi driver, Flavani. Near the bus rank he lives. Everyone knows him. For that I give you thanks. Stay well, Mrs. Umkita. At the refreshment stall he found his friend. Did you find anything further? Asked the old man eagerly. I heard of a friend of theirs, the taxi driver, Flavani. Let me first eat, and then we shall find him out. When Umsimango had eaten, he went to ask a man where he could find Flavani, the taxi driver. There he is, on the corner, sitting in his taxi, said the man. Umsimango walked over to the taxi and said to the man sitting in it, Good afternoon, my friend. Good afternoon, Umfeliz. I want a taxi, my friend. What do you charge to Johannesburg for myself and a friend? For you, Umfeliz, I should charge 11 shillings. It is a lot of money. Another taxi would charge 15 or 20 shillings. My companion is old and tired. I shall pay you 11 shillings. The man made to start his engine, but Umsimango stopped him. I'm told, he said, that you can help me find a young man, Absalom Kumar. I've no doubt, too, that this man is afraid. But Umsimango was quick to reassure him. I'm not here for trouble, he said. I give you my word that I am seeking trouble neither for you nor for myself. But my companion, the old man who is tired, is the father of this young man, and he has come from Natal to find him. Everywhere we go, we are told to go somewhere else, and the old man is anxious. Yes, I knew this young man. And where is he now, my friend? I heard he was gone to Orlando, and lives there amongst the squatters in Shantytown. But further than that, I do not know. Orlando is a big place, said Umsimango. Where the squatters live is not so big, Umfeliz. It should not be hard to find him. There are people from the municipality working amongst the squatters, and they know them all. Did you not ask one of those people? There, you have helped me, my friend. I know some of those people. Come, we shall take your taxi. He called Kumalo and told him they were returning by taxi. They climbed in, and the taxi rattled out of Alexandria onto the broad high road that runs from Pretoria to Johannesburg. The afternoon was late now, and the road was crowded with traffic, for at this time it pours both into and out of Johannesburg on this road. You see the bicycles, my friend? These are the thousands of Alexandra people returning home after their work. And just now, we shall see the thousands of them walking because of the boycott of the buses. And true, they had not gone far before the pavements were full of the walking people. There were so many that they overflowed into the streets, and the cars had to move carefully. And some were old, and some tired, and some even crippled, as they had been told. But most of them walked resolutely, as indeed they had been doing now for the past few weeks. Many of the white people stopped their cars and took in the black people to help them on their journey to Alexandria. Indeed, at one robot where they stopped, a traffic officer was talking to one of these white men, and they heard the officer asking whether the white man had a license to carry black people. I'm asking no money, said the white man. But you are carrying passengers on a bus route, said the officer. Then take me to court, said the white man. But they heard no more than that, for they had to move on because the light was green. I've heard of that, said the Mzimangu. I've heard that they are trying to prevent the white people from helping with their cars, and that they are even ready to take them to the courts. It was getting dark now, but the road was still thick with the Alexandra people going home, and there were still cars stopping to give them lifts, especially to the old people and the women and the crippled. Kumalo's face wore a smile, a strange smile not known in other countries, of a black man when he sees one of his people helped in public by a white man, for such a thing is not lightly done. And so immersed was he in the watching that he was astonished when Mzimangu suddenly burst out, "It beats me, my friend, it beats me." "What beats you? This kindness?" "No, no, to tell the truth, I was not thinking of it." He sat up in the taxi and hit himself a great blow across the chest. "Take me to court," he said. He glared fiercely at Kumalo and hit himself again across the chest. "Take me to court," he said. Kumalo looked at him bewildered. "That is what beats me," Mzimangu said. Chapter 9. All roads lead to Johannesburg. If you are white or if you are black, they lead to Johannesburg. If the crops fail, there is work in Johannesburg. If there are taxes to be paid, there is work in Johannesburg. If the farm is too small to be divided further, some must go to Johannesburg. If there is a child to be born that must be delivered in secret, it can be delivered in Johannesburg. The black people go to Alexandria or Sophiatown or Orlando and try to hire rooms or to buy a share of a house. "Have you a room that you could let?" "No, I have no room." "Have you a room that you could let?" "It is let already." "Have you a room that you could let?" "Yes, I have a room that I could let, but I do not want to let it. I have only 2 rooms, and there are 6 of us already, and the boys and girls are growing up. But school books cost money, and my husband is ailing, and when he is well, it is only 35 shillings a week, and 6 shillings of that is for the rent, and 3 shillings for travelling, and a shilling that we may all be buried decently, and a shilling for the books, and 3 shillings is for the clothes, and that is little enough, and a shilling for my husband's beer, and a shilling for his tobacco, and these I do not grudge, for he is a decent man who does not gamble or spend his money on other women, and a shilling for the church, and a shilling for sickness, and that leaves 17 shillings for food for 6, and we are always hungry. Yes, I have a room, but I do not want to let it. How much would you pay?" "I could pay 3 shillings a week for the room." "And I would not take it." 3 shillings and sixpence?" 3 shillings and sixpence. You can't fill your stomach on privacy. You need privacy when your children are growing up, but you can't fill your stomach on it. "Yes, I shall take 3 shillings and sixpence." The house is not broken, but it is overflowing. 10 people in 2 rooms, and only 1 door for the entrance, and people to walk over you when you go to sleep. But there is a little more food for the children, and maybe once a month a trip to the pictures. I do not like this woman, nor the way she looks at my husband. I do not like this boy, nor the way he looks at my daughter. I do not like this man. I do not like the way he looks at me. I do not like the way he looks at my daughter. I'm sorry, but you must go now. We have no place to go to. I'm sorry, but the house is too full. It cannot hold so many. We have put our name down for a house. Can you not wait till we get a house? There are people in Orlando friend who've been waiting 5 years for a house. I have a friend who waited only 1 month for a house. I have heard of such. They say you can pay a bride. We have no money for a bride. I am sorry, but the house is full. Yes, this house is full, and that house is full. For everyone is coming to Johannesburg, from the Transkei and the Free State, from Zululand and Sekhukhune, Zulus and Swazis, Shangans and Bavenda, Mapedi and Basotho, Xhosas and Tembus, Pondos and Fingers. They are all coming to Johannesburg. I do not like this woman. I do not like it. Now, another week. That is all I ask. You may have 1 more week. A room to let? No, I have no room to let. Have you a room to let? It is let already. Have you a room to let? Yes, I have a room to let, but I do not want to let it, for I have seen husbands taken away by women, and wives taken away by men. I have seen daughters corrupted by boys, and sons corrupted